Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Good morning, guys. Currently, I'm just tape reading price after 9:30. Right now, I'm looking to see whether we want to continue grinding higher to London highs. Our H4 should be high above and Perseid high. Those are three main targets I'm looking for upside. But if we do get a closure below midnight, then we'll likely just see lower prices. Okay, so our 4 hour 6 a.m. candle, this specific candle right here, so what I'm looking at this candle is seeing if this is the low that we have made inside our H4 OB, and looking to see if we want to take this high up here. If we do take out this high and close above it, then we can look for potential upside to our 4 hour CB above and previously high. So this is what I'm currently looking at right now. I want to see how 10 o'clock will open. No S&Ts at the highs with London yet. All right, so we have taken London highs. So price rebalance our 15-minute gap and deliver it to London highs. This delivery out this 15-minute gap was not as clean because at first we had this swing low that we put in, took that swing low, and then we took the swing low once more before eventually trading back above the last down close candle, retesting our OB, and then trading higher. Hindsight is pretty clean, but I just didn't like how we swept this low once more again. So we took out this low right here. And then we swept it once more again. But now we took our London highs. We then took our previous 4-hour high. And now we're looking for upside. Because remember, we still have previous daily high above us. So I'm waiting for 10 o'clock to open. And pretty much we're going to see where 10 o'clock manipulates at. But I do have this H4 SIBI low marked out above me. Mark out this 15-minute OB from the left side of the curve. And just tape read this reaction. See, we're putting swing high here. I mean, this 4-hour chart was pretty clean because we had this OB, this down close candle, right? And then we had 6 a.m. pretty much open, manipulate inside the H4 OB, and then distribute to the upside. So this is a classic open low high close 4-hour candle power 3. So this piece of price lag right here was very clean. This is the thing I saw, but the only thing I didn't like about trading it was simply just because on our 15-minute time frame, like we tapped into it, yes, right? But then we had another major sweep of the low that we put in. So I had a sell limit or a buy limit at the high of the wick of this last down close candle right here. So this is where I was framing my long right here. Stop loss at the low, and then target either London highs or this N15 OB. This was ideally the trade I was looking for, but we never really traded or retraced down to the high of this candle. We do have some kind of S&T at the highs right now. But yes. We have about 8 more minutes until 10 o'clock opens. All right. 7 more minutes here. Five more minutes until 10 a.m. opens. All right, so once 10 o'clock opens, we want to ask ourselves, is the next 4 hour candle likely to continue going higher, or is it likely to continue going lower? If we're respecting this bullish, if we're respecting this buy side of the curve right now, and we are closing above this for H4 SIBI, while respecting this H4 OB, then the higher probability right now is for our 10 o'clock 4 hour candle to open, manipulate, and deliver to the upside. So that is what I'm going to expect. And confirmation will be likewise on the lower time frame. So we're going to see where we want to manipulate at for the next 4 hour candle. But I do have this imbalance above us marked out, and I have periods that they high marked out. So 2 main targets. All right, 2 more minutes until 10 a.m. opens. We have some SMT down at these lows. All right, 10 o'clock is about to open here now. I'm gonna delete this gap here because we don't need it. I'm gonna delete this as well. All right, so we're creating this 15-minute imbalance as of now for the 10 o'clock open. So I'm gonna mark out this 15-minute imbalance. And pretty much what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait for this 15-minute gap to get taken and then look for a potential long out of it. So 10 o'clock is opened. We're gonna wait for price to basically come down to this 15-minute gap and then look for potential upside to this H4 SIBI low above us. Let's say we don't take out this high first. So right now I'm just waiting for this 15-minute gap to get filled. If we do leave it as a breakaway and continue going higher, then that is okay. I'm just looking to see where the 10 a.m. 4-hour candle will manipulate at. So I gotta have patience here today. Patience, patience, patience. We do have 4-hour SMTs above us with ES. So here on the top left, ES hasn't taken out the 6 a.m. from Monday's 4-hour candles high right here, but we have taken it on AQ. So there is some higher time frame SMT at the highs. Very slow opening. I'm not seeing any expansion as of now. So only two scenarios at the moment is we leave this as a breakaway Continue pushing higher, taking out this H4 SIBI low high, and then periodically high. Second scenario is we get a pullback down to this 15-minute gap below us, printing the wick for the 4-hour candle, and then having that grind higher. So we took out this 15-minute old high above us. We had a short-term liquidity run, and we had these two down close candles displacing through. Now we have the change in the state of delivery. So now I'm going to tape read to see if we deliver and rebalance this old 15-minute fair value gap below us. If we do run this high and continue displacing above, then we're likely just going to leave this as a breakaway. So we displaced through this old high. So now the likelihood of just us grinding higher is higher now. So right now I'm just waiting for my entry model to appear. Draw is very clear, but there's just no proper entry model to get in right now. Pretty slow 4-hour candle development right now. So if we do take this 4-hour SIBI high above here, there could be a possible retracement opportunity down to this 15-minute gap. But like I said, we still have periodically high above us. So we'll see where we go from here. All right, so we're about to take this 4 hour for Valley Gap above us. Ever since the opening of 10 o'clock, we didn't have a major pullback first before going higher. But we are going to see how we react from that H4. Because we did tap into this 15-minute OP here as well. So we're going to see if we put in a swing high inside this 15-minute OB. Like this. And then once we put in that swing high, we're going to see if we can run that swing high. And then look for a change in the state. Like that. This would make sense. We're having this change in state though. This purple one. We have S and T's at these lows. Don't really like seeing that. This was a break even here. Reason why I moved the break even is just because we caused these SMTs at these lows and we tapped into that 15-minute gap. So we had these SMTs that we created with ES down at these lows right here. And we also tapped into that 15-minute gap right here. This is the 15-minute gap that we did not tap into, but ES did. Ideally was looking for this 15-minute gap lower here to get tagged, but those are the SMTs down at those lows. So as soon as I saw those SMTs down at those lows, that is why I dragged my stop loss to break even. Because remember, draw for me is still higher, but I was looking for more of a like retracement type of trade. Let me look at the hourly time frame. Okay, so hourly time frame, we are going to create a hourly BISI in like 30 minutes. So we could chop around up here and then wait for this hourly BISI to be formed instead. But yeah, we do have that daily gap above us as well in the daily time frame. The only reason why I'm more bullish bias is simply because all we did from this retracement down was go into discount. We have that daily gap above us, previous daily high above us, and of course we have that 4-hour gap above us. So that's the only reason why I'm bullish, leaning more for higher prices. But overall, that short I took earlier was just more of a retracement type of trade, which is why I was basically accepted to move stop break even as soon as I saw S&Ts at these lows down here. So in my part of that trade, that was very good trade management right there. As far as these 15-minute gaps down here below, we didn't really rebalance these gaps down here, neither on NQ. So there was S&T, but both assets didn't really rebalance these gaps down below here. So I'm looking to see whether this is just a retracement to premium to then continue going lower, or if we are going to close above this last down close candle and then go into this 4-hour imbalance above. We don't have news today, so it could be a very slow day. we do manage to come down to these two 15-minute gaps, we could look for longs out of them. So if we do want to like accumulate in this area and then manipulate down to this 15-minute gap and look for that delivery to the upside, this would be good as well. So coming down here into preferably this gap I really like right here. And then looking for a potential long out of it to this H4 SIBI low, because we didn't take this H4 SIBI low. So if we do leave those equal highs above, this would be a very good long potential setup. But it would likely pan out later though, not right now. So what we're doing right now is basically just accumulating. So it's a range bound small circle PA where we're just ranging back and forth. So obviously from this ranging back and forth, we're going to expect manipulation. And where is the best likely spot for manipulation to occur? Well, we have these 15-minute gaps below. So if price does accumulate, trade lower, manipulate and distribute higher, looking for that previous daily high above us, likely for a PM session, then that would be a very great idea or scenario happening. This is definitely moving very slow. So what I'm primarily looking for right now is either of two things. We leave these gaps below as breakaways and continue pushing higher, taking out this H4 SIBI high and then previous daily high. Or simply we want to accumulate in this area to then manipulate down, rebalancing these 15-minute PDAs, and then looking for that delivery to the upside again. Taking out previous daily high and that H4 SIBI low. But since price is just stalling and it's very slow and choppy, I'm probably going to end the live stream in about 5 minutes just because I don't want to sit here and watch price. So we'll give it about 5 more minutes and see if we are still chopping in this range. I do have this change in the state of delivery marked out from these down close candles, but we just took the 4-hour SIBI low. So on the 4-hour part right here, we have this 4-hour gap here. So I'm gonna take this out and mark this out. 4 hours SIBI. Make this orange. So we had the change in state. We are above the 10 a.m. open. We are inside the 4-hour SIBI. We're also retesting the weekly opening price. We're about 73 points away from previous daily high. We're not that far off from previous daily high. That's where Monday's Asia high is at. Do have this one, but it's already near pretty high. I like the hourly time frame. We're closer to previously high once this new hourly candle opens, so the likelihood of us returning back to this hourly gap is very low. Because I was looking for this hourly gap instead, maybe to look longs away from. So the next opening of pretty much 11 o'clock, manipulating down to this 15-minute or this hourly gap, and looking longs to previous day high, but we are closer to previous daily high than this potential hourly gap here. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap up this stream. Nothing really for me to see here, but what I am gonna look for later in the PM session is whether we want to come lower down to this H1 BISI. So 11 o'clock opening, manipulating down, and then looking for previous daily high. If we do leave this as a breakaway gap, then today will be a no trade day for me. So this is our H1 4 hour, 1 hour, and then we have our 15. But yeah, pretty much the whole plan for today was simply just looking for us to ideally manipulate down into these 15-minute gaps for 10 o'clock and then looking for that distribution back up higher. But we never really had any of these 15-minute gaps rebalance. So these were left as breakaway gaps and we just kept delivering higher. So from here is likely where I'll just be sat out just because no entry model for me was provided for me to get in. Otherwise, I'm just chasing price, which is what I don't want to do. So no trades for me today. I did take a trade today, but it was pretty much a break even on the short. But that's about the only thing I saw for me to engage in the market. But yeah, that's about it. I catch you guys tomorrow in the live stream. I'm gonna see what we have tomorrow real quick, actually. So tomorrow we do have news at 9:45. So let's see if tomorrow is a cleaner day. But other than that, I'll catch you guys later. Be safe. Don't do any dumb stuff.